Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's
The
you know,
people
and
are going to panic with it. You know that, Joe.
everyone panics. The panic is set around the uncertainty of what it is, Tara. That's the issue. No one knows. So that's why there's panic. But who knows? Hey, who knows?
Right now, everyone's on panic. Really, like we're all panicking. They're all panicking of of getting eight positive in the area because when the COVID started. Panic with eight. You know that, Joe. Sorry, sorry, there was an interference. Oh yeah, no. What I was saying is that when the COVID when we had lockdown, that was March, right?
Yes.
We were still operating as a call center back then
Wow.
before March 15. But then after that, March 15, we started to go on lockdown, and that was the time that I had to stop the operation for the call center. Just to give you more a little bit of background of what we do some campaigns that are being provided with dialer system. So, for example, when we do the auto insurance campaign, like we're calling all over the United States in terms of auto insurance, like I mean insurance for health, home, and car insurance, right? So everything's been provided.
Yep.
That's an outbound campaign. But when we started to operate as a call center, that was 2 years back. I get to come up with some projects that it is something that we own. Like, for example, we do like digital marketing service for the US.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to put up salespeople, right? Or like account
Yeah.
executive team in my company, and then they call out businesses in the US and to offer them the digital marketing services that we can as a support. Yeah,
Right.
or an outsourcing service actually for any companies in the world. But most likely we're working on the Philippine. I mean, not Philippine. We're working on the US companies.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah. So
So that
that's what I'm trying to do. But then right now I'm trying to not expand, but what I would say we're trying to come up with something that a system that I could use because the dialer provider that I had, which was my partner, which is what's the name of this company? National SIP was the name
okay.
of the company in the US, nationalsip.com. I think it's still their website is still up, but when I contacted them again, I can no longer use it because when we stopped using it from the time being that was last March, I think because of COVID, they had stopped. That was a bad thing about that. I was very happy with that service as well, where I need to load from time to time if the credits, but it's okay. But it was just so limited. It's only for the US, and there's no inbound. When I say inbound, we can also receive calls, right?
Yeah.
Of,
Absolutely.
of which on that system we could receive inbound, but there was some issues of it where there are limitations. We can even call UK, and we can also call out Philippines.
Yeah. So
Now,
that's all a part of. So what we want to do, especially on this call in 30 minutes, is really
yeah,
go into that and understand what you're trying to achieve from an outbound perspective, and as well how do we set up your inbound. How are you going to manage that, who manages it, and that is all a part of. Ultimately, this conversation in 30 minutes will go into the overview of it, but the training and our management is where we go into the deep dive and set this up for you.
if
It's
you don't mind me asking,
as of
yes,
course.
yes, Joe. I'm just wondering, since you have worked with different clients as well all over the world, right? I'm not just sure of how many clients you are working with in the Philippines yet, but of course, again, I'm really would like to to work with CONNEXTONE and connect with other call centers that need your service for sure. Now, I'm just wondering if for the other centers all over the world, are they still what are the things that they're able to utilize in your system that aren't available for the other?
See that this is where I cannot wait for my colleague to join in 30 minutes. As I mentioned from the start, I've my technical knowledge is limited.
Okay, I understand. That's
When
something
I
like
say limited, it's only because the people, the technical service engineers who are, dedicated to training and setting up systems, their knowledge is infinite. It really is. It's more like a consultation session for you. So, as much as advice I can give here,
it's okay.
definitely I leave it to the professionals to
But
really deep dive
how about
into
the
how we set this
onboarding,
up.
Joe? I think you're taking care of the onboarding in terms of clients. Oh, what are the clients you're onboarding with? Me as one of the Filipino client you're trying working with together right now. What are the other countries where that are really in
Oof.
need of your service so far?
We are worldwide at the minute. Honestly, Tara, there is not a single part of the world that we currently do not operate in. As far fetched as we're in the Philippines. We're covering pretty much all of Asia at present. We're in the Middle East. We're as far as Australia, New Zealand, and it's very easy for me to say this because I manage this, and we've got different sort of. We've got a UK new client team. We've got a South African new client team, Nigerian, Australian. So we
Wow.
have several different departments who manage each individual new client process,
It's really
and we
worldwide
cover.
operation, and
It is absolutely
I think
worldwide.
you
But
weren't really affected with the COVID operation.
unfortunate. I mean, it's bittersweet from our side. Obviously, it's never nice to have, to be a part of it and to have, it on our doorstep. But at the same time, with remote working and utilizing our system by just needing three things, and that is a headset, a laptop, and a decent
Okay.
internet. That is it. That's the three things. That is all we need to operate. Which means you, Tara, as a manager, you can go wherever, after all this, you can go on your holidays and you can still pick up the laptop and utilize the system. And
Yeah,
that is why, with the current situation, people have just gone from offices and they've had to, within the space of 24 hours, had to go from working from the office to working from home. The transition period is extremely easy to manage from ourselves. And
yeah,
for us, we, as I mentioned before about the onboarding, for us, it's the aftercare. It's what comes after the onboarding. Once you become a client, we really like to ensure that you've got 50 support staff on hand, who are ready to take any calls, no matter what the question. And the transition for that is that if you need someone to give you a call to set up from home, or even to give you a bit of advice, then it's all there for you.
yeah. I get you there.
It's an easy transition. Now listen, Tara, I'm going to come back onto the call in 25 minutes. I'm going to send you an invite, but
Okay.
I can't wait for my technical team to jump on a call, and we'll go into a bit more in depth into what we're trying to achieve
Wait,
here.
are we arranging this after 35 minutes, right? Or you mean we're gonna
I,
book that back on Thursday?
No, 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 no. The training's going to be Thursday. This
Okay.
call in 20 minutes will be for about 15 to 30 minutes, just to
Okay.
understand a bit about what you're trying to achieve.
Sure thing.
It's a little overview, but the
Okay.
training is where on Thursday. Now,
Okay.
one thing I wanted to mention, sorry I've not mentioned this yet, is your operating hours and your training. Are you happy to operate in the UK sort of hours, or
Yeah.
would you prefer?
I would have to check again if what are the operation. To be honest with you, as the person who fully manage this company, our company has been, full into different things, really.
Of
And
course,
as CEO of the business, I would really want to put more people to help me with the BPO project. In that way, because BPO project is a separate thing. That is just one of the things we do. But on the other side, on the local side, we also do operate our local operations in the Philippines, like just the usual services that we do for the local, like construction or anything like, yeah. But it's at no time, like just
absolutely.
any time of the day. So I think working with UK time is totally fine. I don't really have a problem with that because the only thing I wanted to make sure is that if there is something we need to work in terms of the needs system stuff like this, I'll be the only person who deals with it. But hopefully in the future I will be able to designate that to someone who could duplicate,
Of
not probably
course.
duplicate me, or at least who can be really my full manager for it,
Of
because
course.
at the moment I'm the one managing, I'm the COO and the CEO myself, so it's
Right.
crazy.
Well, that's where we come in, Tara. We give you the ultimate control of the system. As
Yeah.
mentioned to Rafi, is a case of you will be super admin, you have entire control, and then whoever you require to be just admin or management, and we can create subsections for that. So
Yeah, and,
you'll
and
have
that's what
entire
I want
control.
Raphael to be for. Ralph, I want you to be on the administration as well, where you can also on this trial period we can all
Yes.
utilize the system actually. So which is
Absolutely.
Uh,
great.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Now, listen, I'm going to arrange and get my colleague on this call in
Okay,
20 minutes' time.
sure thing.
I look forward to picking up again, and thank you for taking your time to to have this call. I
We'll
really
just have a
appreciate
quick
it.
dinner here, and then after that, we'll wait for you to share that soon.
Is
We're just gonna log in. Then you
I
can,
mean,
yeah.
is 20 minutes too soon? Do you want me to wait 50 minutes? Do you want me to wait 12 o'clock
Maybe
UK? Which
Ralph.
wait,
I'm okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Whatever
okay.
is suitable
Whatever. Yeah.
for the technical team, because
We
since
will
we're
we will do
here,
20 minutes. Okay, I will rearrange
sure.
that for you.
Sounds
Okay,
great.
fantastic.
And welcome to
No
Connect
problem.
for us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you. You
Thank you.
take care.
Nice to meet you, Joe.
Right,
Catch you later
and you.
again.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Wow.
How's that?
May